And we just got deck lists. So.
All right, so Mr. Thibeau is a fog deck, Turbo Fog.
No way.
Awesome. 4 Leyline to Sanctity Main, Beast Within's, Temple Bells, Archive Traps, Visions of Beyond. Fantastic.
And the other deck has Venser.
The Venser deck versus the Fog
There's
deck.
going to be fun decks all over the place. So yeah, who's playing that?
Thibeau. Marcus Thibeau.
Marcus is playing a deck that was pretty close to what Conley was talking about, but he made a few changes.
So looking at these deck lists, what are you thinking on favorite? I noticed that Elliott's playing 61 cards. That's got to favor him a little bit in a mill deck.
Well, he's playing
a meta choice.
So Elliott's playing a Bant control deck from what it seems like. He's got Mana Leaks, he's got Spreading Seas, Nature's Claim's main, Venser, 1 Offset Bailout because he's got 1 Green Sun Zenith, and 1 Birds of Paradise. It's kind of,
I love these numbers.
Pretty crazy. 4 Cobras, 3 Slimes, 4 Frost Titan. I think this favors Turbo Fog.
Really?
Because he's going to be able to set up and put all these cards into play, and then he's just going to be able to fog. Like, I guess Venser, if Venser goes active, but like that can kill some of his spells.
Well, here's what I'm seeing. Unlike most of the decks we've seen, he actually has main deck answers to Temple Bell, Rites of Flourishing. I think
only 2.
Well, he's got Slimes
too.
and Claims.
I mean, there's no counterspells in that deck, is there?
Nothing.
Oh yeah, no, never mind. I mean, well, he does have like the Memory Depths and the Archive Traps that could potentially do something.
It could. I mean, I'm sure he's playing sack lands.
Like, I don't think this deck's going to kill that fast.
No, the Fogs will hit. I mean, he'll have all the time in the world to build his Fogs. But I just see him drawing a couple extra cards, playing some extra lands.
What is that, and what does it do?
Stonehorn Dignitary. That is a 1/4 for 4 and M12. That when it comes into play, they skip their next combat.
Yeah.
So it's a lock with Venser if they can't kill it.
Wow.
Which seems unusual for most decks that they couldn't kill it. But it does stop the X-Star combo.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet. Yeah. All right, so we're up.
All right, we are up.
And so we've got Thomas playing Bant on your left, and we got Marcus playing Turbo Fog on your right.
Are these both 6-0 players?
I do not know their records. I'm assuming they're not, just because it's Turbo Fog, but maybe it's 6-0.
And 61 on the other side, yeah.
It's biased of me.
Well, I was hoping, but I kind of believe you.
Actually, we're just covering a local side event 8-man.
It's they just learned to play earlier today, actually. This is the first deck they've ever built.
We've gone too far. No, the Turbo deck is awesome. And 4 Visions from Beyond. Both of them are 4/1.
Okay. What's interesting here is that neither of them have much of a sideboard against the other one. Elliott brings in Nature's Claims, a couple more, but he's got all this anti-red stuff, all this creature stuff. Doesn't do anything against.
Well, what do you mean? Like, he doesn't have anti-band cards, and Elliott doesn't have anti-fog cards?
Well, you could bring in like Corrosions against it. I could see with Temple Bells. It doesn't have too many artifacts. Yeah, I don't know.
I wonder if the Ulamog's actually gonna
Elixir of Immortality. There's stuff. Yeah, Ulamog can make a difference here. But yeah, they're just both very anti-aggro sideboards, so it's just going to be what you see in Game 1 is probably going to be similar to Game 2 and 3.
Do you think you Ulamog in case you run into the mirror? I think that's what that's there for.
Which one is Ulamog?
It doesn't matter. They all have the same ability. Ulamog's the whenever it attacks, it destroys a permanent that comes into play.
Okay.
11 mana. Oh, Marcus is mulliganing to 5.
Yeah, that's fine for his deck. He's got Howling Mines everywhere.
I mean, it's not as Howling Mine. It doesn't have as many as like the old versions. Like, I remember I used to play Turbo Fog last season. Mm-hmm. For like a weekend. And
you sobered up and moved to a different deck.
It was good for like the States weekend. It was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a really good deck choice for the States weekend.
Just an underdog choice. No one saw it coming.
No one really saw it coming. And my brother played it to a top 4 finish, losing to a friend that was playing the same exact 75.
I can see it. I will say, even if it's not 4 Howling Mines, 4 of the 3 casting cost Howling Mines, he can still take a mulligan pretty well.
So Marcus is still thinking about his 5, and Thomas is enjoying that his opponent's on 5, just giggling and laughing. Yeah, Marcus keeps it, even though I'm assuming it's not good. Oh, it has a ley line.
Oh, man. Down to 4.
All right, and there we go. Marcus is on the draw. So I think, yeah, especially this game, like Thomas has a huge edge. He's on 7 cards. A lot of his cards give 2-for-1 abilities, like Acidic Slime and Frost Titan, Venser, Spreading Seas. They're all really good, especially if Marcus isn't going to be doing anything. Yeah.
Starts off with a Cobra, of course. Yep.
And no land drop.
No land.
Well, it couldn't get much more exciting here.
And glare makes it very difficult to see what's going on.
Oh, he just played a land and played a Preordain.
Okay.
And he kept one on top, one on bottom.
Good insight.
And just going to send in and probably say go because he's holding up on a mana leak. If his land produces blue, which I don't even know. And, oh, we actually have a land, so we're not going to talk about other things. We're going to stay on the match a little bit longer.
See what's happening. He's going to hope he doesn't draw any more ley lines. He's got 4 main deck.
I mean, how else are you supposed to give mono red a bunch of cards and actually kill them?
It's okay against Valakut.
Yeah.
4 still seems like a lot.
So
it's hard to tell what Thomas's hand is, except that he's got a lot of cards in it.
I mean, I think I see the Bailoff.
The single Bailoff. There it is.
There's
yes.
the Bailoff.
An irrelevant 24 for Thomas.
I mean, if he draws a land, he gets the Bell into play, which will help him out.
It certainly will. I have to assume that Thomas at some point has the slime or claim in his hand.
Oh yeah, I mean, it'll eventually probably happen.
But Marcus did get to 3.
It's been so long since I played with Rites of Flourishing.
It's a fun card. It has a roll.
It's a good roll.
Yeah.
Like the old Heartbeat of Springs deck. It'd be fun to actually go back and play some of those old combo decks. I remember testing a lot with that deck.
Have you ever played with the World Champion decks? Very old ones? Now that's fun.
It was so much fun. So my buddy Eric Froelich, I was up at his place in Vegas, and we were playing with, he had every single ever World Championship deck.
Nice.
And you just picked one at random when we were playing games. It was fun. I once did Ravager versus a block constructed deck that didn't look like it could win a game, We played some real matches, but it's really fun just like picking out of the lottery.
It is fun. I think that's why people like Cube Draft so much. You just get to have a chance to pull out those old powerful cards in your hands again.
Yeah.
Just run them.
And so we have a Temple Bell and Spreading Seas, so now Marcus is on 3 islands. And he's going to send in for 6 damage. I wonder he's not going to block with the token.
I'm not really sure what he's waiting for on that token.
I mean, he's going to probably block again, then start fogging. He's got to hope to get some kind of board presence.
He needs something, yeah.
The 1 Green Sun Zenith and 1 Bailoff and 1 Birds are just so baffles me. So yeah, I'll tell you. I'll just run through Thomas's deck list while they're doing whatever they're doing. Like playing a Frost Titan. Oh, this game looks so bad.
Boxed
No,
out.
that was an Acidic Slime.
No, not great either. But interestingly, it doesn't look like he killed the bell.
Well, no, he wants to.
Oh, double Archive Trap in response to a sack land. That's 26 in the yard.
And one of the Nature's Claims are gone.
So if you want to see what Thomas's deck is,
Yeah,
I was about to
which
read
I
it
was
to you.
just about to read it.
Hey, just look at your graveyard.
All right, so what's he down to?
Well, 26 minus 7. I think there's been 4 draw steps, and then
A
a
little
Temple
bit more than
Bell.
that. Plus Preordains plus Shuffles.
True.
I mean, he can actually get there.
couple
Maybe
sack
like a
lines.
Jace activation. Actually get him there.
Yeah, he's playing Big Jace in this deck.
He needs to start hitting some land drops though. All right, got there with white, and so that lets him cast Safe Passage and
Day of Judgment
and
later
Day of
on.
Judgment. Also, I guess Archive Trap. The cool thing about Archive Trap is it turns on your own visions of Beyond.
Yeah, it's
So
really
now anytime he visions, it's an actual ancestral recall, which is pretty interesting.
it is.
So he sends in for 8. I think he's going to... Oh, he's just going to fog now.
Safe passage, yeah.
I
See, Marcus is at 9. So is the plant.
So now he's just debating if he wants to mana leak that or not. Which I think it's a good mana leak target. He's just going to let it happen.
It's tough in this situation because there's much more fogs and counterspells.
Yeah.
And it's not the kill spell, it's just getting him to the kill.
Yeah, and he wants to hold it for the kill spell.
And frankly, most people aren't experienced against fog decks. It's such a rare matchup that gives Marcus some advantage. They don't really know how to play against it.
And Frost Titan comes down to shut him off of white.
Draws a Glacial Fortress for another one.
Alright, so now we're just at Thomas attacking and probably having another 2-for-1 every once in a while out of his hand. And yeah, I see Venser, so Venser is going to be able to slime away another land. Or Frost Titan, or whatever he wants to do.
Either way, yeah, it's going to get ridiculous pretty fast.
Yeah, this sounds like a really bad matchup for Marcus.
I think it is.
Because of Titan on Bell, Acidic Slime on anything.
And even main deck Nature's Claim.
Yeah.
just to drive that nail in. And, you know, mulliganing to 5 and then going Leyline turn 1. Also rough.
Alright, so now we're going to game 2, hopefully to have 7 each. So when did you start playing?
Oh, I've been doing this for a while. 95.
Wow.
Yeah, revised. The Dark, I think it just come out.
That's insane.
Yeah, how about you?
I started right after Legions came out.
Oh.
2003, 2002.
You've had
I think 3.
some good successes in this short
Yeah,
time.
I mean, I've been playing pretty religiously for a while. I mean, if you want my story, my book's out.
What's the name of that book?
It's called Grinder. Rich Hagan came and wrote a book about me, and it just came out. It's kind of weird. Like, I don't really, like, there's a book about me. Like, he came for a week. I had to read it to check for proofs, and then it kind of just became an SCG and Rich Hagan project, and all of a sudden, I start seeing all this stuff go up on.
So is it an ebook or actually published?
It's just ebook, and it's out already on Star City Games, and then it also comes out on Monday on a lot of different venues. On
that's very exciting. Congratulations.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
But yeah,
so let's look at some sideboarding for a second. Clearly, the 4 ley lines go out. I think we can agree on that. At the very least, 4 ley lines.
Well, yeah, it doesn't do anything.
For Marcus, it does nothing. So what does he bring in at this point?
I mean, into the Royal Beast within Ulamog, Day of Judgment.
Sounds right. I'm not sure what the Ulamog does, but maybe timely reinforcements.
I mean, timely reinforcement seems real bad.
It's not great, but it's going to give him a little bit of life. It's going to block, the Cobras. If he just wants to stay alive, it's adequate.
I just want to see an Ulamog get cast.
What's that?
I just want to see Ulamog get cast.
I would also like to say that.
I don't think it would ever get cast, but...
So both the guys are smiling here. They're having fun. That's good. Pointing at the camera.
First feature match is always so much fun. Especially I bet the Star City feature match is just a lot of fun. And
a little more relaxed.
Everyone always seems like they're smiling. I've never smiled in a feature match, ever.
Smiled at a feature match. Yeah, if you start engaging with the crowd, you can have some fun. You can joke around.
I guess maybe I've done that once. Maybe once.
I love it. I love to engage the crowd, especially if I see my opponents being nervous. I'm just like accentuating how many people are watching him. Yeah. It's fun.
Yeah.
So Brad, I'm getting a memo that Evan Irwin just had 3 more children while they were sideboarding for between games 1 and 2. So congratulations to Evan, and I think that makes a baker's dozen now. So congratulations, Evan. We're wishing all the best for you and your family.
This is so good yet so real bad. Just getting a memo. That's why he couldn't make it this weekend.
A baker's dozen. All right.
All right, so back to Magic.
Back to Magic.
I mean, now he at least has a family to draft with, right?
Yeah, I think he's there. I think he got the aim, man. Does Elliott make any changes here? I guess brings in the
Elliott,
2 claims.
Yeah, he's going to bring in Nature's Claims and maybe the bailouts just to get more aggressive.
I don't know if you want to bring in 4.
Well, you're not going
to
to be Tumblebaining. I don't even think Spreading Seas is. I mean, it is a 3-color deck, but I still don't know if it's that good.
He could make some changes. I just don't think they're going to have much impact one way or another. He's going to bring in the claims for sure. Those will be useful. After that, it's hard to say.
We know Tumble Magnet's coming out.
Tumble Magnet, yeah, does nothing.
That's about the only card that has to come out. That's just like completely dead.
2 magnets for 2 claims.
I'm not a real big fan of Spreading Seas because odds are he's actually going to have land drops, and he's just going to hit all his colors because they're going to be drawing a bunch of cards each. So I don't really think that that's that important. I mean, although yeah, but it's not like other Turbo Fog decks. These decks don't draw a ton of cards.
Yeah, I'm only surprised to see two Tempo Bells, really. You think you really want to maximize everything that starts getting extra cards. I'm excited to see Big Jason play. I haven't seen many of those today. If it resolves, and it's difficult because there's a lot of land destruction on the other side. Have you seen other people playing Big Jace?
No, just in limited. I did see Big Jace in coverage of French Nationals, a picture of it, but that's about all I seen.
A picture of it, promotional.
Picture of it in play.
Oh, okay.
I don't know who was playing it.
Now, you said you had the itch, Brad. I assume after everything is done today, you'll be, doing some
I've been
drafts.
all day long. When I'm not in the booth, I've been like trying to set up a draft tonight. I mean, I have to be up at like 7:30 tomorrow for day 2, but we'll get there. I'll get some coffee in me.
Are you coming in tomorrow to play or cover?
No, cover.
Okay.
I'll be here all day covering. It's Legacy, so I'm gonna have Gavin give me a refresher. I spent a lot this week like researching Legacy. I think I've got enough of a grasp to where I at least know most of the names. Like,
I'm barely competent to do this for Type 2. I'm sure a lot of people listening are like, he's not competent, he should not be in there, and that's fine.
That's what people say about me.
But for Legacy, nothing. I'm so lost. There's so many acronyms in that thing.
Yeah,
it's really, you really have to know your stuff. But I think that's why they're so passionate, because there's so much minutia that they just get to study it and have that code, that jargon that other people don't have.
I mean, that's how we all have it.
Well, in Magic, it's true, but Legacy
all right,
just
we're getting
seems
in with a 0-1. Marcus is on the beatdown plan.
Oh, yeah. Transformational sideboard.
Yeah. And we don't really know what could be in his hand since the deck doesn't really do anything on turn 2 at all. But yeah, so we're going to preordain on Thomas's side. This has to be like one of the worst matchups you could get into for this deck.
I think so.
So many answers. Because you'd think like a slow deck, at first you just look at it and you think a slow deck is like, Turbo Fog's going to be good against it, but all these cards actually do something against the Fog strategy.
I mean, he clearly did some main deck moves against the Tempered Steel deck, and that had some splash damage against the Fog deck. And that's unfortunate for Marcus. It's funny, we talked about how the Tempered Steel deck's perfect draw beats everything. I think the Fog deck's perfect draw actually does beat Tempered Steel. I think.
Well, of course, it gets all the Fogs.
But that's like the one deck here that actually does get to beat it on their perfect draws.
And he doesn't even have a play, though, like a Tempo Bell or a Rites of Flourishing, so. I think we're, all right, let's just get seated in. I think this is going to be a long one.
It's very possible. He's got 4 mana out, 1 plant.
I don't even really know what we're supposed to talk about. He's a deck that like fogs your opponent and has
terrible coverage. So it's turn 11. He casts Fog, and I think he said go. All right.
And Thomas, I mean, I'm assuming that Thomas is going to just try to set up the same thing he did last game. He just put a Lotus Cobra into play. He's going to be trying to drop Acidic Slimes, Frost Titans.
Just wants to get 1 creature with presence on the board.
Oh, is that okay?
Is that the 1 birds?
That's the Singleton Birds.
What a miser's birds. Turn 1. So Elliott has 61 cards in here. 1 birds, 1 zenith, as you said. If you were going to streamline this, deck doctor this a little bit, what changes would you make? Would you lose the birds? Would you lose the zenith?
I mean, I don't know. I would wait till the tournament's over, and I'd have to see like where everything's going. But Into the Royal on the birds
with kicker.
Yeah, so you can get a card out of it. But yeah, so that wasn't even at end of turn. That was a main phase, just so he didn't get up to 5 mana right away. So
Smart.
he didn't start sliming. So now we can actually try to get a Jason to play.
So there's the Bailoff.
That'd be real sweet if we see a Jace here.
I don't know what else he's kept with his hand if he doesn't have any of the...
I think the reason he did
Polymer.
that so he won't get slimed.
Passing at 5.
Marcus.
Maybe we'll see an end of turn archive trap. The hard way.
Another into the row kicker. Alright, so is he going to just replay the bailout? It's a very unusual play. Like, if he's wasn't going to hold a counter then, I don't think he's trying to hold a counter spell. Unless he top decked one, I don't see why he would play Bailoff and not play Bailoff. Especially since he gave his opponent 5 land. I guess just to edge.
Just to edge and then birds. Maybe he just wants to get back up to Titan or Slime mana. It looks like Marcus has another Into the Royal in his hand, from what I'm seeing.
He has a bunch of visions, so like if he can get his opponent to shuffle and he's got an Archive Trap, then you need more than that too.
Pull way ahead.
First time I saw Archive Trap, I thought you could target yourself. And that was like during Dredge's time. So excited.
So, thank you for reminding me, Brad. I talked to the Star City booth about what they're sold out of, what they've been selling this weekend. For Type 2, the card there has been most popular has been Solemn Simulacrum.
Yeah.
Simulacrum. And then for Legacy, they said they're totally out of Dredge. Dredge is going to be the big hit tomorrow.
Oh, everyone wants to play with the Dredge cards?
Yeah.
Seems weird, like in that format, why would you want to play the deck that won last weekend? People are going to hate and play it.
Yeah, that's I think maybe a level above some standard thinking. It's like, you see a deck that wins, they want to imitate that result.
Alright, so now we got 2 beatdown creatures.
Marcus doesn't have his trademark spells out. Doesn't have the bell, doesn't have the rights.
Alright, I just found out they won't let me go back to Momir.
Oh, really? You can't do both at the same time?
Can we split screen and just play Momir and watch this?
That would be awesome. Can we do that? That'd be so...
Alright, so we're getting up to 5 lands from Marcus, and I mean he doesn't have Jace. I think he has a ton of visions from beyond though. I think that's what I see. They look like
I see blue
lethargy
cards.
traps.
Yeah. Hard to tell.
Alright, so big spell, acidic slime.
There's the slime run.
And takes another blue. Like I think he only has 1 blue and a bunch of green sources.
Well, yeah. Visions for draw
He's gonna
card.
have to visions.
And this is basically just like you discussed. Just start sliming and tightening and just lock him down.
And so he's going to, oh sweet, so he's attacking with a Cobra and he's beast within his 0/1. That's alright, the game's picking up.
Yeah,
That's
he actually
saucy.
is. That started the beatdown roll.
Well, no, he's just gonna take out a Lotus Cobra.
And then a slime later. Very nice.
So, what is that? A Torpor Orb? Why would he have boarded just to beat the acidic slimes of Frost Titans? All right.
Yeah, okay, I can see that. Slimes and Frost Titan, that's enough.
I don't think I've ever played a game of Magic like this.
Well, you're young. You'll get your chance, but yeah, this is definitely unusual in this modern time. And I can see 1 mana leak from Thomas. Don't know what else is in his hand.
Yeah, I mean he's got a mana leak. He doesn't have much other pressure, and Marcus just has a fistful of spells, but no way to use them because he's only stuck on mono green.
And the beast trades with the slime.
What's the other creature attacking him?
Cannot tell. It might just be a bird he's tapping for mana.
All right, I think. Oh no, it's Venser flipping. I think it.
Venser could make things bad.
Oh, it's a bailoff.
I do see something with a counter on it. I have to assume it's Venser.
Oh yeah, he just ventured and flipped his bailoff.
Which is probably good in every other matchup in this room except for this one.
I mean, now is the time for Frost Titan. I mean, Thomas feels safe because Marcus is getting screwed on mana.
Yeah, and he just doesn't
flailing his hand.
He just doesn't have the Howling Mind. He just needs it.
Yeah. He needed another island earlier, so he would have been able to drop a Jace. He did end up having one.
Yeah. Some way to get extra cards.
Yeah.
And at this point, Thomas is never going to let him have it. If he's got the Frost Titan, then, well, Frost Titan and Venser with the Torpor about doesn't quite work, but it's still going to be pretty rough for Marcus.
Whatever it attacks, though.
Yeah.
And flip it with Venser. And I mean, now with Venser in play, even the Turbo Fog deck has no way to win because once that thing goes ultimate, then
starts popping off lands.
Yeah, blows up all the permanents they want, and you're getting so much card advantage that you're just going to run out of lands. You're going to play so many spells.
He's looking really frustrated. He doesn't have another land to play.
I mean, yeah, it's within 1 or 2 turns, and Marcus is going to be picking it up. Spreading seas your own island. Don't want you getting blue, sir. I've only done that a couple times.
The real fog.
Yeah, he's just gonna mana leak it.
For 10.
So that was
for 8. Yeah, he probably has Day of Judgment somewhere, but he just doesn't have the mana to cast it.
Alright, yeah, I think he's just going to flip his hand over. Yeah.
Still had all these. Couldn't win it.
Thibeau. Alright, well, Thomas Elliott and his Bant mid-range deck takes the match against Marcus and his Turbo Fog.
Thomas goes up to 5-1 now. Marcus.
Yeah, and Marcus gets put down at 4-2. Which I do believe, 4-2 is going to be able to get you in the top 16, but only Thomas is going to have a good chance of making top 8.
Still in contention.
All right, welcome back. So that was pretty exciting. Like, the decks were really interesting.
Yeah, very different.
The way they played out was just not really there.
It's just a bad matchup for the Fog deck.
Yeah.
Marcus just has too many permanent killing spells.
Yeah.
That's all there is to it.
Yeah, I mean, I do like how this weekend we've only seen 2 feature matches come back with the same deck, and that's been Conley because we featured both people playing that, and Tempered Steel.
I have to agree. I have not seen a standard format this wide open in years.
It's even been a couple weeks too, which is interesting because, the next couple weeks we'll really see if something solidifies, or is this just a format where if you're doing something proactive, something that you get a board presence, if you can just actually just take it all, like.
As long as it has, Exarch and Splinter Twin in there somewhere too, yeah.
No. I actually disagree with the Exarch and Splinter Twin. But yeah, well, so what do you want to talk about?
What do I want to talk about? well, Brad, you're traveling now, I assume. Any trips coming up?
Well, I just got back from Denver.
Okay.
Just for vacation, hung out with some friends and my uncle. And the cool thing was I was on top of a mountain a couple days ago.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, it was 14,500 feet high.
Nice.
It's the highest you could drive. I didn't hike it. I had to hike like 300 feet, and that almost killed me at that elevation.
Was the air getting thin up there?
It was really thin.
You had to use that special baking instructions on the back of stuff at high altitude. My brownies have to be in the oven longer. All right.
No, it was really cool though. Like, I looked down on a rainbow.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, that was really cool. Like, looking down on things like that. It's pretty interesting. It was kind of scary driving.
So, on my honeymoon, I got married last year. My wife and I took a trip across country, and we want to play you soon. But on part of our trip, we drove across this mountain in Wyoming.
Yeah.
And so the speed limit's like 55 or whatever. So we're playing it out. We think we'll get to the hotel at the end of the day, regular schedule. But what they don't tell you is that there's actually open cattle on the mountain. And so you actually have to weave through cows and sheep on this mountaintop where people ranch in the middle of the country. It's a crazy place. I've never seen it before. But yeah, in Wyoming, on this mountain, people just have herds of animals
That's
on
unreal.
mountains.
That's so sweet. Okay, well, we're going to take a break, but thank you for coming.